Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, today in Franklin, Pennsylvania, an American hero will be laid to rest. Mr. Andrew A. Kistler, past commander of the Disabled American Veterans, died on March 9th in Erie, Pennsylvania. He was 88 years old. Andy Kistler was a tireless advocate for disabled veterans, not only in Pennsylvania but nationally. A Korean War veteran who was almost mortally wounded Christmas week in 1952. He lost both of his legs, a finger, and a concussion put him into a deep coma. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to share with you the words of the late Korean War medic and journalist, Kistler. He helped save Andy Kistler, a 21-year-old baseball player from Franklin who arrived at the 11th Evacuation Hospital for care. And I quote from this letter: "The ward was crammed with casualties, and every helicopter that landed outside the tent brought even more. The doctor said Andy was too far gone, that he would die. But something inside me said no. I still don't completely understand my ferocity in needing Andy to live. Maybe it was because I've seen so much death already in the 4 months that I've been in the war. Holding frightened, dying young men as they talked about home. Andy was my test case with God. If he lived, I believe. If not, tough. So for 3 days, I sat with Andy, willing him to live. On Christmas Eve, several of the nurses, doctors, and corpsmen went through the 11th evac, singing Christmas carols at exactly midnight when they came to the shock ward and sang Silent Night. It may have sounded a little ragged, off-pitch, but to me it was absolutely beautiful and angelic. As I listened, Andy came out of the coma, opened his eyes, grabbed my hand, and softly sang, 'All is calm, all is bright.' The doctor said it was a miracle." End quote. Well, Andy and Chris spoke about that glorious moment in the PBS documentary Korean War Stories, produced in 2002. Andy, a double amputee, went on to be a major force for the American Veterans as head of the Disabled American Veterans, a nonprofit that provides a lifetime of support for veterans and their families. With almost 1,300 chapters and more than 1 million members across the country, DAV empowers our nation's heroes and their families by helping to provide the resources they need and ensuring our nation keeps the promises that was made to them. Mr. Speaker, Andy said he sometimes found himself humming or singing Silent Night in odd moments. "Like when I'm shaving," he told Chris. I know that as friends and family say goodbye, as family and friends say goodbye to a true American hero today in Franklin, all is calm, all is bright. May God bless Andy Kistler, whose service to this nation will be long remembered, and may he rest in peace. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield.